Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is how to type out a hypothesis. And we want to make sure we're typing it so it looks professional, we're not just kind of hodgepodging our way through it. So we're going to use Microsoft Word to our advantage, and there is a couple built-in ways that you can type symbols. And the first one we're going to talk about is actually an equation, how to type out that equation. If you want to follow along what I'm typing, it's part of the Hypothesis Frequently Asked Questions document at the end. It's the sample hypothesis test. We're going to use that vet data to test the hypothesis that the mean cost for a vet visit is $125 against the alternative that it's not equal to. So we're going to do a two-tailed test. So first we have to type out that h sub 0 and that h sub 1, and we need to use an equation to do that. So we're going to insert an equation. We want to type on the word equation and not the arrow off on the side. And first we have to do that h with the sub 0. That's what's called a script. So we're going to do the script, and we want to choose the subscript, not the superscript. We're going to type in the h, and then in the sub box we're going to type in the 0, and that is a 0 and not an O. Well, I'm going to use my semicolon. I want to type mu is equal to $125. Now, in this symbols box, there is a mu option. You just have to kind of dig deeper for it. I can push on that down arrow, and I find it right there. So I'm going to type mu is equal to $125. There's my null hypothesis. Now this, they automatically put it in the center of the page. If I want to move it over to the left, I can choose the justification option and choose left justified. Now I'm going to type a second equation the same way that I did the first for the alternative hypothesis with the subscript. And I'm going to type in the h sub 1, my semicolon. Oh, and I want to make sure that my semicolon is not in the subscript, that it's part of the big type. And let's see. Where did my... Looking for the mu. And then in the same symbols area, you'll find the not equal to symbol if you dig hard enough. And that's up near the top. Okay, so I have my symbols down. I also want to type in my alpha level. And you can do that in an equation, or you can just do an insert symbol, and you'll see the alpha there also. That's just a single letter. We don't have to deal with subscripts, superscripts. But you do notice that Microsoft Word thinks it wants to automatically be capitalized, so you do need to undo that, because we do want the little alpha. There's a difference. Okay. So I've typed up what it means, and I might just type up a little explanation of what that means. Probability of making a type 1 error or rejecting the null hypothesis when it is in fact true. I'll correct my spelling because that's a good thing to do. And then I'm going to type out my critical values. Now remember, those come off your chart. And my critical values are, I'm going to have 2 of them because it is a two-tailed hypothesis. And for this case, because there are 21 data points, that gives me 20 degrees of freedom. So my critical values are 2.086 and negative 2.086.